This is the FFR Trading Market Minute and a daily candlestick chart of the S&P 500 or the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. We'll take a look at the weekly and the monthly charts here as well in a bit here. But you can see we had our sell-off on Friday. Right, the market had the big gap down here. And you can see the RSI here got oversold. It went below 5. Right, that's a nice buy signal. And you can see that was the bottom. And we rallied. And today, the interesting thing, so we did have the RSI cross back above its moving average yesterday. And obviously the market gapped up. Now this is an outside gap up, in the morning here. Typically these gaps, okay, when we're above this 20-period moving average, this would be a trend day to the upside. So for instance here, you can see up here the market gapped up, opened up all the way up here the next morning, and we had a green day pretty much the whole day there. Same thing with these days here, right? We have a gap here, big green day, another gap, green day. That's typically what you see. But today we gapped up, what we call an outside gap up. And instead of, running and having a nice green day here, it filled the gap back to the prior day's close. What is that telling me? It's telling me that the buyers are exhausted. That's what we call an exhaustion gap at this point. Right, so we still have the RSI above its moving average. You've got support here right at the 20-period moving average, right? And so we'll see if we get down there, if we do find some support, as long as the RSI stays above its moving average, things should remain more bullish than bearish. We start getting or breaking down below this support, you've got your support down here as your next level here. If we do get down there, the RSI is probably going to be close to or near over sold again. But we'll see. We still have room to the RSI to move to the upside. But let's look at the weekly chart here. Still more bullish than bearish here on the weekly chart. Obviously, we're above the moving average. It has gotten a bit away from the moving average, and the tendency is you do get a pullback to the moving average. The RSI is below its moving average here, but this low from last week would have to get broken. Right, here's where we opened this week, and obviously we've moved higher. Doesn't mean that we can't, eventually work our way down, but chances are they won't break this last week's low here anyway. That will remain bullish on the weekly chart. And also here, if I look at the RSI, as we got a little overbought at this point, the RSI price continued to make higher highs here, and the RSI did follow, and the RSI made a higher high here. So we don't have divergence there at that point. And then finally on the monthly chart, let's just take a look and see. So on the monthly chart, we had our long trigger, right? That was here when the RSI, or again, we're above the moving average, and price crossed back, the RSI crossed back above its moving average on this month right here, which was May. And I said if they take the high of May out, we should get a nice run, right? And that's what we're in. We're not overbought yet on we're getting close, but we're not there yet. Similar to what happened here. We were overbought here, and you can see we had a red month that followed. Right, these 2 months, as we made a higher high, the RSI made a lower high. That was the divergence signal, and then we had the crash there. Similar to back here, right, overbought, and we had a big red following month. So we're not quite overbought. We're close. It doesn't mean it has to get to above 95 for us to get a correction here, but that's kind of typically the pattern that you'll see. So things still looking more bullish than bearish overall, and you can see the target I've got all the way up here. That's a long-term target, obviously. All right, so we'll see how things play out for the rest of the week into next week as earnings continue to come out here. Economic data set for release next week. Tuesday is the big CPI report. Thursday follows with the PPI. Friday, we've got retail sales and Michigan consumer sentiment. Hope that helps. Have a great rest of your trading week. We'll see you back next week in the FFR Trading Market Minute.